It's embarrassing. It really is it's embarrassing.
Major League Baseball was controversial this week, with fans getting managers ejected.
Got anything else to say? You're gone. Okay?
Oh, okay, Hunter.
And you're done.
Well, there you go. And now Aaron's saying I didn't say anything.
You're gone.
So the fan in the blue shirt is the one who says something to Hunter Wendelstedt. That's what he reacts to, and he kicks out Aaron Boone, who says, whoa, I didn't say anything.
Home runs being taken away.
Stallings.
This ball tagged deep left field, way back. Did he catch it all? Off the very top of the wall. Stallings has to hustle to second.
The fan interfered with the fielder making the catch on the ball. The runner is out.
Oh my gosh.
And home runs being given back.
The stage is set for Aaron Judge.
That's right there, and he strikes out Aaron Judge looking.
We have a balk? Yeah, we have a balk. Yeah. And Judge takes advantage. High, deep, and gone!
Nothing is normal in the MLB in 2024. Here's everything that went down in Week 4. Part 1, last weekend. Another weekend of baseball kicked off with one of the best interleague series of the year. Last year's World Series champion Texas Rangers taking on last year's regular season champion, the Atlanta Braves. The Braves took everything out on Ranger pitching, including a 3-homer game from Travis d'Arnaud in Game 1.
He swings and booms one. Deep center field to the wall. Fire in the hole. It's a grand slam. Travis d'Arnaud having the night of his life.
On the mound, Chris Sale turned back the clock and struck out 7 Rangers, earning the win. In Game 2, it was more d'Arnaud dominance as the Braves secured the series win. The Braves would continue to cruise, sweeping the Marlins during the week and once again have the best record in baseball. The team with the best record in the American League is the New York Yankees, who continued their great start with a series win against the Rays.
Drill deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for the amazing Soto. And the Yankees lead 5-1.
The lineup has been one of the most formidable in baseball, but in this series it was the back end of the rotation that shined. Clark Schmidt shoved in Game 1, and Luis Gil struck out 9 Rays to secure the series win in Game 3. Elsewhere in the AL East, the Red Sox headed to Pittsburgh to face the Pirates. The best pitching staff in baseball was in full form as Brian Bayo and Cutter Crawford dominated in the first 2 games to secure the series win. The lineup contributed from top to bottom as well, giving us a peek at what this Red Sox team could look like if they can figure out the offense. The Sox hit their way to victory in Game 3 to take the sweep. In San Diego, the Blue Jays were in town for a 3-game series. Justin Turner has found some old form and continued his hot start in this series.
First time up, and this is lined into center for a base hit. Jogging home Bichette, Guerrero up to second, and it's 5-0.
Leading the offense to a win in Game 1. In Game 2, Dalton Varsho continued his power surge, and Jose Barrios dropped his ERA below 1 in 6 shutout innings to win the series. In Kansas City, the Orioles looked to stay hot against a Royals team that looked to be cooling off. But the young Royal lineup roared back to life in Game 1, putting up 9 runs for the win. Unfortunately, they couldn't keep it going, however, as Oriole bats terrorized Cole Ragans in Game 2 and secured the series win on the back of Cole Irvin dealing in Game 3. The AL East is looking like it could be the most competitive division in baseball, with the 12-13 Rays being the only team under 500. The Yankees look to have the star power to win it all, but the exciting young core in Baltimore, the dominant young pitching staff in Boston, and the seemingly much improved Blue Jay rotation could keep things a lot closer than New York would like. Meanwhile, the other team in New York was tasked to going to LA to play the Dodgers. The Mets have had a nice turnaround after a rough start, but LA would be a much tougher test than the Pirates and Royals from last week. The veteran Met lineup was able to carry the team with 9 runs in Game 1 and clinch the series win with 6 more in Game 2.
News up. Marte unloads one to center field. Outland back to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Starling Marte with a 3-run homer to greet Ryan Brazier. And the Mets go back in front. It's 5-2 New York.
After the pitching carried them last week, it was nice to see the bats come to play for the Mets in the series. On the other side, the Dodgers were able to break their 3-series losing streak later in the week when they swept the Nationals in Washington. Injuries to the pitching rotation created a rocky last few weeks for the team, but Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts look like the best two hitters in baseball. Realistically, the season for the Dodgers doesn't start until October, so as long as they can weather the early season injuries, it's World Series or bust for LA again in 2024. Part 2, this week. After the White Sox were swept once again over the weekend to the Phillies, they came into Minnesota a little more helpful for a win facing the also struggling Twins. In Game 1, Chicago was shut out for a record-breaking 8th time in 22 games. In Game 2, however, the team had some hope.
Jimenez deep to left. Is it fair? It is gone! Let's go! Eloy Jimenez.
The White Sox led 5-2 in the 8th and looked primed to grab their 4th win of the season.
Larnach is swinging a drive. Right field and deep. Back it goes and gone. One-run game at Target Field. A swinging at glass to left field. Down the line. In the corner. That ball is going to be fair and gone off the pole. Byron Buxton, a laser down the left field line. And it's 5-5. Sharply hit. Base hit right field. Martin scores. Twins win. Twins win.
The Twins would go on to take the next 2 games, and the White Sox became just the 3rd team to start a season winning just 3 of their first 25 games. Another team looking to get back on track was the Houston Astros. After being swept by the Braves last week, the Stros were optimistic heading to Washington to face the Nationals, especially with ace Justin Verlander making his return from the injured list. Verlander held the Nats to just 2 runs in 6 innings and grabbed the win on the mound in the series opener. Washington would take the next 2 though, leaving Houston in a 1-5 stretch as they headed to Chicago to face the white-hot Cubs. Cody Bellinger and Dansby Swanson powered Chicago to wins in the first 2 games. Despite Justin Verlander pitching Game 3, Houston still couldn't avoid the sweep, with Cubs rookie Pete Crow Armstrong putting the nail in the coffin.
In the air, right field. Tucker going back, turning and looking. First big league homer for Pete Crow Armstrong, and it gives the Cubs the lead.
The Astros are now 1-8 in their past 9 and sit at the bottom of the AL West. Another team at the bottom of their division is the Cardinals, who despite a horrendous 2023 were looking to right the ship this season. Over the weekend, the Brewers came to St. Louis and pitched their way to a series sweep, even throwing in a 12-run offensive explosion for good measure. The Cardinals look to bounce back against the D-backs, who were coming to town after splitting a series with the Giants. Arizona jumped to a 3-0 lead in Game 1 before St. Louis finally got on the board in the 6th. Paul Goldschmidt hit his first home run of April to tie the game before Nolan Gorman did this on the first pitch he saw in the 9th.
First, and he unloads. Deep right. Track. Wall. Walk-off winner on the first pitch.
Arizona massacred Redbird pitching in Game 2, but veteran signee Kyle Gibson pitched the team to a 5-1 victory to win the series in Game 3. Elsewhere in the NL Central, the Pirates and Brewers met for a 4-game series. The Pirates have seemingly cooled off from their hot start, but with arguably the most exciting rookie pitcher in the league, Jared Jones, on the mound, took Game 1.
Whoa, did he go? He did! Wow!
In Game 2, Bailey Falter was fantastic, throwing 7 innings of 1-run ball to put the Pirates just 1 win away from taking the series. The next 2 games would be all William Contreras, however, as the Brewer catcher had 5 hits, including a home run in Game 4 to tie the series, 2-2. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, the Phillies were coming to town, looking for revenge after the Reds took 2 out of 3 in Philly the last time these teams met. It was a Ranger Suarez masterclass in Game 1 before the young Reds lineup took over in Games 2 and 3. This put the Reds in a position to take another series from the Phils with a win in Game 4, but Philly veterans Zach Wheeler and Bryce Harper weren't going to let that happen. Cincy would have to settle for a series split, and both teams would move within 3 games of their respective division leaders. In Tampa, the Tigers were coming off a series win against their division rival Twins and looked to keep things going against the Rays. In Game 1, Cy Young contender Tariq Skubal had everything working in a near flawless 6 innings. Then it was the stout Tiger bullpen that shut the door for the win. In Game 2, it would be the young Tiger bat of Riley Green who muscled the team to a game and series victory. This young Tiger team has been sneakily pretty good over the start of the season. They've had the best bullpen in baseball, and with exciting young players on both sides of the ball, could be a dark horse team in the wildcard picture. Across the country in Anaheim, Mike Trout was once again turning back the clock as he hit his MLB leading 10th home run to lead off the game on Tuesday. The Angels would go on to cruise to a 7-4 victory in this game, but that would be the only game they won the entire week. The Reds booted LA out of Cincinnati without a win in 3 games, and Gunnar Henderson was doing his own Mike Trout impression as the Orioles took the series on the back of the 6-hit and 2-homer performance. The Angels are now 5 games below 500, and it already feels like another wasted year in Mike Trout's career. Finally, the lead of the AL West was on the line in Texas as the Mariners visited after winning 2 out of 3 in Coors Field. Game 1 would see a masterful pitching performance from young Mariner ace Logan Gilbert. Ranger youngster Evan Carter had a game of his own in Game 2, meaning the series and division lead would come down to Game 3 on Thursday. The Mariners felt playoff baseball for the first time in 20 years in 2022. After missing out last year, the team is no doubt hungry to get back to baseball in October. The only question is, what are they going to do about it?
Single to right. Ty goes the other way. It's a slicing drive. It's deep. It's deep. It's gone. Ty France with that great plate coverage. Hey, look at this. Big drive. Left field. Giddy up, baby. Gone.
Swing and a miss. A slider buried down in the dirt on Garcia.
Ground ball. Arias. Charging, throwing, got him, and that's the ball game. Mariners win it 4-3. They take 2 out of 3 from the defending World Series champions. Take over first place again. How about that?